Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ashley Plans and Saves. I'm Ashley, and today I'm going to share with you my December budget closeout or reconciliation. For my spending and things like that, I did a good job of not changing the planned amounts, but for my income, I did go ahead and do that. Mostly because I started filming this about 5 minutes ago, and then I had to stop, but I had already changed these numbers. So for my November rollover, it was a little more than $1 more than I had planned. It was 902. I think just my numbers got a little bit confused, but this 902 is what I started with December like 1st or 2nd. My first after school paycheck on the 6th was 2 cents higher than planned. It was 285.74. My paycheck for the 12th was 1477.57, about 250 more than I typically plan. I think most of these numbers are a little bit higher because like some taxes were a little bit less than they typically are, I guess. My next after school paycheck on the 20th was 455.55. That's about $70 more than I planned. I think it's because I work 2 days more than I typically do in a 2 week span, so there's that. My final paycheck for this year was on the 26th, and it was 1479.23. Again, about five or so dollars more than typical. Again, that really has to do with just some taxes that were a little bit different. And then finally, the like biggest difference between what I planned and what I got was this cash back section here. I didn't plan to get any cash back, but there was a significant portion in there, and I knew that I would need it anyway for traveling. My Citi credit card, it's a 2% cash back credit card. I got 64.19 back. That is so high because I put the tickets my family and I used to travel to and from Texas on the credit card before paying them off. So we got that cash back. My Amazon cash back, when I had Amazon Prime in November, that gives you 5% cash back on the credit card. And I bought all my stuff, like some stuff for my apartment, and then my mom bought some stuff for my sister's bedroom, like a new bed frame, a new mattress, things like that. So those points went to my card as well. And then finally, ThreadUp cashback, or like cash out, I guess. ThreadUp is like an online consignment store where you can give your clothes, you can like send off your clothes to them. They'll, take pictures, post them online, deal with selling them and shipping them, and then you get like a very small portion of the price of each item that's sold as a payout. And it's much easier than just like selling it yourself. It's too much, too much like effort. But and then anything that doesn't sell gets donated. So I've used it in the past. I think I've gotten back like $5 in the past. Nothing too crazy, but I did send a lot of nicer things, I guess. So I got 11.69 back. So in all, I got 147.34 in cashbacks. That brings my income to $3,854.45 for December, which is awesome. For savings, I put 450 into my Roth IRA, closing it out at 6,000 for the year. My clothing sinking fund got 30, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned before, but I spent 42.67 on a couple of sweaters and a shirt at H&M. I did go ahead and return the shirt, but I left the refund amount in my spending category because I needed it. But in my clothing sinking fund, I still have 117.33 moving into the new year. Family and gifts got 50, but I did spend like all the money in there. There were a couple of cash gifts. I bought some clothes for my cousin at American Eagle, paid for a SIM card for my dad's new phone, got a gift for my friend, um, and all that stuff. So it's a zero balance right now moving into the new year. Travel sinking fund, I put in 100. My sister paid me back 100 towards her portion of our tickets, but I'm still negative $108.21 in that account. So eventually she'll pay me back the rest, and it'll sort of take care of itself. But I'm not too worried because, like I mentioned before, clothing, family and gifts, and travel sinking funds are all in one account together. So technically, there's still like a positive amount in the account. So not too big of an issue. Large purchase sinking fund got the full 625. So my total amount for the year putting into this like longer term savings account is $11,558.68. This additional to large purchase sinking fund, I originally had budgeted the higher of the two after school paychecks here, but I'll get to where I move that money to in a second. But right now, I already contributed $727 extra to this large purchase sinking fund, which if you combine these two, it's more than the $12,000 goal that I had set near the beginning of this year. So I'm pretty happy with that. My fund money long-term account, I put 285.74 because it was the smaller of the two after school paychecks in there. Um, but a couple of things came out. So my deposit for my old apartment, we got $900 back. That was the deposit we put on. But I bought two computers, one for me and one for my mom, as like a Christmas present, and that came up to $955.92. I bought us two like cases for them, and that was $22.62. So that pretty much got covered mostly by the deposit, which I had planned. If you remember, I paid for my gym, um, like a 4 month kickboxing course thing. That was $356 that came out of this account. Oops. And then finally, I made a credit card payment for my mom. Basically, she paid for some dental work for my grandfather, and I told her I would be willing to pay half of it. It cost about $5,400, so half of that is like $2,700. So over the course of a couple of transactions you'll see here, plus the next 2 or 3 months, I'm going to be paying towards her credit cards because she got a 0% interest care credit line of credit for it. And I feel like it's more helpful for me to pay the credit cards that are gaining interest versus paying off a 0% card when she can pay that card. But anyway, I put 361.62 towards that. So right now it says 166.82 left in this fun money long term account. I feel like some mistake happened between the travel sinking fund and the fun money long term account because technically there's no money in this account. So I don't really know why, but that's confusing. Yeah. Anyway, moving sinking fund. I also closed out that account in terms of taking everything out of it. I made a few other payments to my mom's credit cards. It didn't quite meet the $2,400. Like I said, I'm gonna be sorry $2,700. So I'm gonna be paying a couple more credit card bills for her. Like these are like additional payments. She's still paying the minimums, but I'm paying like additional payments to sort of get them out of the way quicker. Um, but yeah, there's nothing in the moving sinking fund anymore. All right. Yeah, emergency fund, nothing has changed with that. I had a few dollars in interest that I added. And then finally, this is what I decided to do with the higher of the two after school paychecks for this month. So, it's 455.55. I put that into taxes for 2019. Um, my allowances for 2019 were all over the place. I started off with zero, then I switched to two, then I switched to one. But basically, because my after school job is a separate paycheck, um, the amount of taxes they take out of that is not enough to cover my end of year tax bill with my main job as well. So I know I'm going to owe maybe about $300 up to $450 basically. So that's why I'm going to keep this paycheck here set aside in one of my sinking funds just to have that cash to pay my taxes in like February whenever I do them. Um, so it's not going to come out of any other budget. So that's how things are looking there. Sorry, hopefully that wasn't too confusing. There was a lot of like weird spending happening this month. Groceries. That was an awesome area because there was so much food at work and different things. I just did not spend as much as I thought I would. So I only spent 108.72. Eating and hanging out, I did spend way more than I planned. I was actually not too, oh, sorry, that's way off. I was not too off. Um, I was not crazy off, but then I had like a big, sorry, I had like a big, like, dinner with my friend and got some drinks, and got more expensive. But like, I did go out a lot. And a lot of these were like, all of these were in the first few weeks of the month. And I was still pretty good. And then I went to Philly for these three transactions. And then I had the H&M refund here that I said that I put towards spending. And then I went to Dunkin' Donuts. Nothing astronomically crazy, but obviously going out a lot more than I typically do. So, there's that. Um, Household, this was also less than anticipated. So that's nice. One thing for household is I did get a $200 Amazon gift card from my mom as like a Christmas gift. And I bought a lot of like householdy personal things on there already. And then I also bought my dad a new phone for Christmas on there. Um, and then I bought a gift for my baby cousin on there. So like that card is like already zeroed out. But in the like maybe the next like 2 or so months, household won't be as expensive, which is nice. Um, I just really don't like having credit like gift cards on my like EveryDollar or like keeping track of them. So when I get them, and try and find ways to use them productively, but sort of get rid of them as quickly as possible because they really do kind of throw me off. I mean, I don't want money to go to waste and like have a gift card from like weeks and weeks and weeks just hanging out somewhere in my room. Anyway, oh, miscellaneous, this Texas trip, yikes. Honestly, before I even went to Texas, it was too much money I spent. So I went through some of these transactions, basically like random things. Got a massage in the middle of the month with my roommate. I bought some boxing gloves before I got that gift card for my kickboxing class. I bought the Sims 4 University University pack because it was half off, and I really wanted to play it over the vacation. I spent $25 at Walmart, but then I returned one of the things because it was actually broken when we opened up the box. Um, so there was that. A couple small things at Walgreens, like plates and things like that for my cousins, their house because we were going through so much food and stuff, and we didn't want to keep washing so many dishes when I was visiting. Um, it's 37.56 from Walmart. We bought like food and stuff for dinner and lunch the next day. Got some Domino's. I had a Starbucks gift card from a couple students at my school, and then this was just like a balance that I had to pay for a couple of things when my mom, my sister, and I were at the airport coming back yesterday from Texas. My sister paid for the Uber going to the airport to Texas, and I paid for Uber coming back. This was just 88 cents difference between the gift for my friend and how much was left in the sinking fund. So I just paid 88 cents out of this budget for that. This morning, this morning, I stepped on my glasses. I was like on my mom's computer at my parents' house. I just came back to my apartment a couple hours ago. I put my glasses on the floor like an absolute idiot, and I kept walking around it. I forgot what I had put down, but I kept like moving my leg around whatever was on the floor because I remembered I put something there, but I kind of forgot what it was in the span of like 5 minutes. And then like the fifth time I got up from my chair, I forgot to like walk around it and I stepped on it and it literally like the lens, like the little lens fell out and one of the arms of the glasses broke. So it's a bummer. Thankfully, I do have two other pairs of my correct prescription at my apartment. They're like 3 or 4 years old, like combined, but they're fine. But I did buy a new pair of the exact same ones that I just stepped on for $39.87 from Zenny, and then I paid $5 to come back home. Yeah, so I spent over budget by about $250. So there's that. And I'm apparently 100 and oh crap, $15 over budget. That can't be right. I have to. Oh no. Okay, great. I was like, that's a lot. Yeah, but that spending, yeah, that was an interesting experience. Internet was $69.29. That's correct. Electricity, I only paid the portion for our current place because they still haven't fixed our old bill. So there's that. But then also this, I didn't even need to pay this amount because there was a problem with their bill and they had to adjust the amount. So instead of like $100, like I had thought, it was only about 60. But when I did the calculation of how much I would have to pay versus how much my roommate would have to pay, I did it with the $100 bill. So when they dropped the price to about 60 something dollars, I had already paid this. So technically my roommate is going to give me back about $20. Just in terms of how things evened out. So this won't be too bad. My rent, yeah, $11.50. That's fine. I'm gonna pay that today. And then subscriptions, everything has come out already, including this Netflix. So really, I'm ending the month. It'll be about $5.50 over budget. That's not the worst. It could be much worse, but that is pretty much it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like. I would really appreciate that. And if you're interested in more of these budget videos, feel free to subscribe so you're notified when I post them. I should be posting my January budget overview in the next 2 days. Yeah, so you can look forward to that. But I think that's all, guys. Hope you had a great holiday season. Have a happy new year, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.